Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are making an amazing chicken dish that will serve over rice. I know it sounds simple, but stay tuned. This is unbelievably good. Alright, so let's talk about what you need. We're going to actually do this outside on our side burner of our grill. This can absolutely be done on your stovetop just as easily. We're going to use a nice thick Dutch oven, so I'm using my ceramic coated cast iron. Alright, the first thing we want to do is get our chicken thighs. Now I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can absolutely buy them any way you want. I would debone them. I do think it's a little easier to eat this dish over rice with the gravy on it without having to worry about the bones. And then definitely peel the skin off. We're going to be starting from that place. Now, the other thing we're going to use is a good premium soy sauce. Now, if you have an Asian market in your town or nearby, I would recommend you go buy. You know, it's not going to be just the Kikkomens you see in every single grocery store. This is a premium, first draw, naturally blended soy sauce. It's not all that expensive. It was $5.69 for this bottle, you know, versus $3 for the Kikkomens. So the stuff still lasts a long time. Anyway, use a good one. That's a really, really good way to make this delicious. Into that, we're going to do some garlic, some ginger. I have sort of one thumb size of ginger, and we're going to go ahead and use some aromatics. I'm going to use green onions that we cut up, and we want to sweeten this a little bit, so we're going to use brown sugar. To all this, we're going to add in some water. That's typically what this calls for, but I want good flavor. I actually made some chicken stock last week when we cooked down a couple of whole chickens. So I have chicken stock. I'm going to be using that instead of water. Just give it a little bit more flavor. So with that, let's get started. All right, we want to get 1 full cup of soy sauce here. Just about there. Now, if you really want, you could marinate your chicken overnight in this as well. I'm not going to bother. I think the flavor is going to be unbelievably well, especially as we thicken this at the end. So we're just going to go ahead and add this to our pot. We've got our burner on nice and low. We're just going to go ahead and add in that cup of soy sauce. As I mentioned before, I have this chicken stock that we made. It's a little thick because it's been in the fridge, but I'm going to go ahead and go with a full cup of this as well. I'm going to add that right to our pot here. That's going to have some nice intense flavor. Now typically you want to go about 1 cup of liquid to 1 cup of soy sauce. In our case, I'm going to add just a little bit more water to this because I use that good premium soy sauce. So I'm probably going to do about another 1/4 cup of water and help me rinse out that measuring cup. There we go. Just about another 1/4 to a 1/2 cup. Now to this, we want to add about 1/4 cup of brown sugar, a thumb of ginger, a little bit of garlic, and some green onions. I don't know if you know this, if you just use a spoon to peel your ginger, it works really, really easily. So I'm just going to hold this and use my back of the edge of a spoon to pull this stuff right off of here. Now we're going to end up straining all these out, so this is not a place where you have to worry about your knife skills. We really just want to get this nice and chopped up here once we get it peeled. And same with our green onions. Let's start with these just because they're easy to get to them. We're going to cut the little roots off the ends right here. And then we're just going to rough cut these. Again, this whole purpose here is to make this really nice sort of stock, if you will. I'm just cutting them in about 2-inch long pieces. That will be perfect. Get those tossed in a minute. Let's do the same here with our ginger. Just going to slice this ginger up a little bit into some chunks. Man, that smells really amazing right here. Let's pick these up and we'll go ahead and get these tossed right into our pot here. Ginger goes in. We want about 3 cloves of garlic here as well. Let's go in with this 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And our delicious green onion aromatics. So we just now want to go ahead and let this simmer for a little bit, and then we will pop our chicken thighs right into that liquid. So I went ahead and put a lid kind of on the pot, but I offset it so nothing boils over. I think what we'll do is we'll clean up a little bit. As soon as we come back, that should be up to a simmer, and we'll get these chicken thighs put right in there. Stay tuned. All right, so now it's time to get our boneless thighs in here. What I want to do is I just want to clean these up a little bit. If we have a little bit of skin or fat on these, just want to peel some of it off. Doesn't have to get it all off of there, but we're looking for a nice meaty piece here, not a fatty piece. Man, I got to tell you, that sauce is up to a simmer, and it smells absolutely amazing. I can smell the ginger and that soy sauce. All right, with that, let's get this in the pot. You can see we've got a nice little simmer going here, and I'm just going to take these and kind of put them right down underneath some of those aromatics. Looks like we can probably get maybe even 6 in here, not just 5. That's good. Do one more? Yeah, we can get one more in there. And we'll get this last guy right in there. Look at that. Now this is what we want. We want all these little chicken thighs just to be covered up. That is perfect. And if they're in there, we just want to close this up. And again, I'm going to leave this lid just a little bit open here so air escapes and we don't worry about it overflowing. And we'll get that started. There we go. 30 minutes going. We'll let these go for about 30 minutes, and then when that's over, we're going to turn them all over in there, and we'll go for another 10 to 15 minutes until they are completely cooked. We want to make sure they're somewhere around 175 to 180 degrees. And I think I'm going to take the other ones, and I'm just going to go ahead and grill them on the pellet stove while this is going, because they'll take less than 30 minutes to grill. Start putting these thighs right on here. This is not part of our dish, but these will be delicious on there. Close that up. We've been on for a little bit. Let's just get these guys flipped over on the grill. These are looking good. Now I did absolutely no seasoning on these, just popped them on, that's it. Get that darker color there, so we can get that toward the back a little bit more. Alright, let those keep going. All right, we're now going to set a timer for another 13 minutes, and that ought to be enough. Let's flip these pieces over, and I'll show you what this looks like in here. All right, let's take a look at this stuff. Oh, tell me that doesn't look good right there. I am going to go ahead and pull one piece out and just probe it. Let's see how the temperature's looking in this guy. Yeah, these are done, but I'm going to go ahead and flip them over and go for about another 5 minutes rather than the 13 I just set the timer on. The color is amazing, huh? Now remember, I didn't do anything to season that chicken other than putting it right in the sauce. Nice and done. See how this one is. It's definitely the thickest of all. Oh yeah, these are all done. Very nice. That one could use a little color though, huh? I'll stack these on one side over here. Crank this one up all the way. Let's do it on this side over here. That one nice and colorful. I've let this chicken cook about another 5 minutes. I got a little bowl here. I'm going to go ahead and pull that chicken out. You saw it was at temperature. I'm going to set it in here just to move it aside for a few minutes. Then we're going to remove all of those aromatics to thicken up that sauce. And just wait till you see how good that looks. I'll get to taste it, but you get to see it. Make it yourself. You get to taste it. It is unbelievable. I mean, like seriously, just look at that. Does that not look amazing? Now we don't want it to get the aromatics on the chicken here. We'd love to have this chicken just nice and plain. Then pull these right out. So I see a little of that onion, I'll just scoot it over there. Again, the color is just amazing.
Over here. Yeah, right here. Hey, do me a favor. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more like it, subscribe to the channel and click on that little bell notification so you get notified of new videos. Thanks.
We're just going to go ahead and get these aromatics out of here so we can get this nice and thickened up. I'm using this little measuring cup to get them. It'd be easier to pour this into a sieve, but I'm just looking for easy here. So now we start making this amazing gravy. We've got that chicken out of there, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pot, now that I've picked up some of those bigger aromatics, and I'm gonna dump it right through this sieve. Now the reason we do this is we don't want any of that little grated garlic that's in there into it. I'm gonna put this back in the pot, I'm gonna thicken it, show you. All right, we sifted out all of our garlic right here, and now we're just gonna put this right back into the pot. And we pour our liquid right back in here and put it on a nice low heat. And I've got 2 tablespoons of water, and I'll do about 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. You just want to mix this until you get all the clumps out of it. This is a great thickening liquid, but you want to do it very slowly. What we do not want to have happen is we don't want any of these clumps to form in our actual gravy or sauce, and we also don't want to over thicken it because it's the last of it, right? That's the remnants of what we cooked it in. So we'll be very cautious as we do this. I'm just going to do maybe, a teaspoon or 2 into there. Stir that in. You can see it's thickening up already. That's looking pretty good. We'll let it go for another minute or so. I think I'm going to thicken that one more time. That will probably do it. And there's a great little trick if you ever want to know, has it thickened up and is it looking the right? This is actually what they do with demi-glaze as well, though this is clearly not a demi-glaze. But we turn over the back of the spoon here, and then you just run your finger on it. If you see those lines like that, you know you have a good thick sauce. You can see that distinct line. All right, we'll turn that heat off. I'm going to keep stirring it just so nothing scorches here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our pieces of chicken, we're going to dip it in that on both sides, and then we're going to plate it on top of some rice. So I cook rice separately inside. Let me go grab a plate and bring that on out here. All right, with that, I have a nice little plate of warm jasmine rice. Let's go ahead and put one of those pieces of chicken thighs on here and put the sauce on. Let me show you what it looks like. All right, we've popped our chicken thigh right down in here. We'll just go ahead and put this right on top of our rice. A piece broke off and he's not getting away. All right, let's go ahead and scoop some of this sauce up here for ourselves. All right, I feel like I've oogled it and showed it long enough. It's now time to go ahead and give this a try. So I'm just gonna cut a little piece of this chicken and we'll scoop that up with some of this rice and a little bit of that sauce that's on it. Let's try it. Oh my gosh. The flavors are so rich, so rich. This is one of those little staple things. You can do it in 35 or 40 minutes. It doesn't take all that much prep. You will impress your family, and it's one of these that is just sort of a staple. The best thing about it is you almost can't mess up that sauce. Do it however you like. If you don't have any brown sugar, use white sugar. If you don't have a good soy sauce, use a regular soy sauce. If you need to add a little bit more water to thin it up, go ahead and add a little more water to thin the sauce. If you want to do aromatics with something different, go right ahead. At the end of the day, it is just unreal. I want to bottle that sauce up and just use it on anything. It'll be good to sop bread up. It's got a rich sort of umami flavor. It's definitely got a salt taste to it from the soy sauce. Man, is that good. The sauce makes it. It really, really does. Man, safe and happy grilling, y'all. See you next week. Bye. Oh, good. You're still here. Hey, listen, if you like this video, check out this one of all of our other smoking recipes. And down here, another good one just for you. Bye now.